Welcome to Wellness Haven Center. This is the site that we have for our women's inspirational workshops. And among Gul is my partner in this. We've put together a whole workshop series for everyone to be inspired by. Currently, we have Victoria Brown, who we're going to be interviewing in just a moment, to tell you more about the particular workshops she's doing today. It's called the Enneagram, and it's an incredible tool to use in understanding intimate and business relationships. But before we get to Victoria, I'm going to have Among talk a little bit about the Wellness Center.
Thank you. Wellness Haven is my dream come true. It's my child. It's my passion. So this, you can tell by the name, wellness, it's a place, it's a haven to meet all your wellness needs. And so I teach yoga here 7 days a week, 4 classes a day almost. And we have meditation workshops, we have all kinds of mind, body, spirit related workshops. And this was just a beautiful extension that Deborah offered, and I jumped into it. It's just awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Among. I appreciate that. And I wanted to say a little bit more about our workshop series. We started October 7th, was the first one. We are continuing for 7 weeks straight, so each Sunday is going to be a different topic. This week it's the Enneagram. Next week I'm going to be doing a workshop on the attracting the love of your life into your life.
Whoa.
And the following week, Among is going to be doing a
mind-body rejuvenation workshop. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And after Among, there would be Roya, who's doing a workshop called Breaking Through Your Fears, where you're going to be watching her. She's going to teach you, actually, how to break boards in order to break through those fears. Following that, you're going to be doing another workshop, Manifesting Your Dreams.
Oh,
is
yes.
that right?
Another one very close to my heart. I'll be teaching people how to manifest their dreams, just like I did mine.
Absolutely. And then the final workshop, which is going to be November 17th, is all going to be about how to really attain health without worrying about dieting or anything like that. It's just learning to gauge your life so that you achieve optimum health through healthy food choices. So along with that, we're going to talk to you, Victoria. I want to know more about the Enneagram. I've known about it briefly, but it's just a fascinating tool. Tell me, how did you get into it? How did you get interested in teaching it?
Well, firstly, I just got interested in it totally for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about it quite by chance while I was in school, and rushed home, and my first excitement in discovering it was realizing that we are all truly different.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spent most of my life worrying about how everyone's behaving and how come I couldn't quite understand it, and are we all the same deep down. And of course we all are. We all need to eat, and we all need love, and we are all full of light. But the flavor is very different, and it was a huge liberation to find that there are clearly 9 different types of personality, and that they're not that rigid. Excuse me, that we hold all the energies in us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a question of putting myself in a box.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a question of labeling myself. It was a question of discovering a whole map and a system that I could see myself in, and that I could see helping me out of some of my trials and tribulations.
So the Enneagram really contains really deep tools for self-discovery then.
Oh, absolutely. It's the name for a very profound system.
Mm-hmm.
I liken it to, if you understand that we're living in the solar system, and we recognize that Earth is part of a solar system and something much bigger, and the galaxies and planets and so on. So the Enneagram is the name for that within personality, within all the soul, the human soul. And so it's just a name for the vast description of who we are as human beings.
And we're
regardless of nationality,
right,
gender,
right.
Even psychological health.
Right.
That all of that is encompassed in this very simple and sophisticated symbol.
It sounds fascinating, and I can see the uses for it, especially in business, where looking at the basis where everyone shares something in common, how much that would facilitate people working within corporations.
Absolutely.
Or working with clients or whatever you need
Right.
to help open those doors for you to really understand the impression you're making,
Exactly.
where you're coming from, how you interact with somebody. All of those things I think would be an incredibly useful tool.
It is.
So sounds really exciting.
Yeah, my teachers have worked and do work with some of the top businesses as consultants, and a lot of the top Fortune 500 companies are starting to embrace the Enneagram as one of the sort of parts of their culture in understanding how to function better and how
Right.
to take advantage of all our different contributions.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and to recognize that we don't all have to be the same, and there's not one way of winning.
Right. And I imagine this would be such a useful tool for educational systems as well.
Yeah, I'm particularly passionate about that, actually. I've got 3 grown children, but I think that just generally, if we could see it in any organization, if the leaders and the people who are creating the organizations and teachers in a classroom can see that the children really are all different and that there are different ways to bring them out.
Absolutely, rather than one size fits all type
Absolutely,
philosophy that we
exactly,
have today.
exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
We are so excited to
I'm
have you here
excited.
today.
Yes,
I'm so grateful to you
I
for
am
giving
so
us the
glad.
space, and thank you,
Thank
Deborah.
you.
What an
I have to ask you
opportunity.
something.
Yes.
How do you have a example that you could do, a personal example that it has helped you in personal life? I'm passionate about life and living,
Okay.
and besides the business world, besides the educational world, I think it comes in handy in the day-to-day life,
Oh.
moment to moment, as we are
Every
interacting with
day.
each other.
I gave a talk yesterday called The Enneagram and Breakfast, and I just showed how breakfast itself is an opportunity to experience the 9 energies, and for each of us to stop at the beginning of the day and check in with who we are and how we want to step forward into the world.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I know that it's helped me the most for myself, and my belief is very deeply that the more we can get in touch with ourselves and in really compassionate with ourselves, the less harm we do, both to ourselves but outwardly.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if we could have a world where we're all doing slightly less harm, either to ourselves or to others, without just reverting to drugs and alcohol and shopping and all the other ways we can numb ourselves. You know, I think it's crucial, actually. I think the
Yes, it is
reason this has
critical.
become so, we've become aware of it, is that the world is now ready and needs something.
Right, they
That's
need
powerful.
Absolutely. You know, I believe so much in that the old systems that we've had in place for so long are not working any longer. So we have to define a new map of how we want to go about living our life. And so that's probably what you're talking about, why it's come into play at this point
Right,
in time.
and it's always been there. You know, the
Mhm.
symbol probably goes back to 10,000 BC. And we can see it quite clearly in the 9 steps of Homer's journey in the Iliad and the Odyssey. It's always been there.
Mhm.
It's like the world was always round, even before
Right.
we knew it.
Right, absolutely.
But
You're
now
really
we're
creating
ready.
awareness.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing. You're bringing the awareness back
Exactly.
into the society,
Yes.
and that is so critical.
Yeah.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm so
We
glad you're
appreciate
here.
that. Yes. And thank you. And I hope you're going to join us for these workshops. You can either contact Among at the Wellness Haven and her website, or you can contact myself, Deborah, at dwoodcampbell@yahoo.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.